Here we are. Okay. Hi friends, it's Ashley from the Candle Collective, and I am so excited to be bringing you a very new, a very clean page of a video for you guys, all based around, it's 2023, y'all. And we just need to let that sink in for a second. If you're like me, you are now rushed into this new year. I went from like extreme highs of the holiday season and trying to get things done and trying to get things like, make my goals, sell all the candles, get everything done, markets, shipping, parties, all of this stuff. And then I went into this dramatic swing of the absolute opposite, where I binge watched television, I took a lot of naps, I didn't really get anything done, and my motivation was here we are in 2023, and today I'm going to talk to you guys about a few things. And spoiler alert, it's not going to be how much money I made in 2022. It's also not going to be how many candles I sold in 2022. That just completely takes the wind out of your sails, and that's what you came here for. You are going to be upset, you're going to be sad, and you're probably going to stop watching. But I'm going to tell you why here in just a second, as towards why I'm not going to be sharing that information with you guys. No shame in anyone's game who is sharing all of that in this lovely first full week of January 2023. I popped on YouTube this morning and I already saw everyone's videos of what I made, here's the things, and so on and so forth. And first and foremost, I'm already how have you already closed your books? That's just quite impressive. So kudos, hats off to the chef. But if you're new here, my name is Ashley. I'm going to stop rambling here for just a second. I am a serial entrepreneur. I like to create businesses. Thankfully, I like to keep them going. I like to share with you guys what I'm doing. I like to share the good, the bad, the extremely ugly. Sometimes I cry. A lot of times I cry. On this channel specifically, I have been documenting my journey along starting a candle business. I'm the first to tell you guys that I am not the person to go to ask questions on what wick should I use, what wax should I use, all of the intricate details of making said candle. I'm more so your girl if you want to figure out operations, logistics, how to source, how to stack your numbers in your favor, how to really reorient time management and focus, and the nitty-gritty of marketing and business details, and how to run a successful business. Because at the end of the day, you can make a really good candle, but if you don't know how to sell it, it's going to get a little dicey after a while. Let's get back into the meat of why we're talking though today. That was a really big close-up. Can we just talk about, I just drank turmeric milk. Sorry, I should edit that out. Why we're talking today is, this always happens every year, and I'll be honest, I watch the videos. There is absolutely no shame in what I'm about to share with you guys. There are notorious, I see them from creators that I follow on YouTube in regards to anyone who is coaching or that I would consider a mentor and who has no idea who I am on this lovely rotating planet. I follow these people because they teach me about YouTube, they teach me about digital marketing, they teach me about who even knows what, how to make an outdoor garden raised planter. But I will go and I will watch their videos because in this lovely digital age that we all live in, that is very voyeuristic and, peeping Tom, not in the creepy way, but in the I just kind of want to know way, there's always these videos of what I made in 2020, whatever the year is. And especially when I was a very new candle maker, I loved these videos because they definitely were a plop or a dot on the map that I could kind of gauge of okay, where should I be on this spectrum, and how much money could I potentially make in running a candle business? And they were just a really nice way to kind of take shape in this black hole of running a business. And so wonderful, 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 wonderful. That is a really good way that these videos make purpose and whatnot. But why I'm not making that video for you guys today is because, quite honestly, it's none of your business. I say that with loving kindness and respect. I just personally don't feel like I need to be sharing all of the nuts and bolts and, decimal point figures of my business and what I'm making and what I'm taking home and so on and so forth. A broader scale, I feel like I can absolutely share, that my company hit all of its goals and all of the things. But honestly, I don't even have all those numbers figured out yet. I mean, I sent them over to my bookkeeper. Everything is on target. I know that I hit my goal for the year back in November of 2022, which I was really excited about. And I'm super thankful for that. And I can rest easy in that, which is probably why I was able to completely just go hog wild and binge watch everything that was on Netflix that I've missed in the last 5 months of life. I don't know. My point is that those videos are great. And if you are a new candle maker and you're in this very infancy stage of, am I going to run a business, or maybe I just launched my business, or any of these things, I need you to remember this one very important key thing. Just ingrain it in your head, tattoo it in your brain, tattoo it in your eyelids, so when you close them, you remember this. No matter what somebody is reporting with their numbers and their figures and their sales and their ta-da moments, which kudos to everybody because there's a seat at the table for everyone. No matter what, it's always going to be apples and oranges. Even if you're selling the same exact product with the same exact ingredients and the same exact locale and they're down the street from you, whatever it might be, it's always going to be apples and oranges. It's never apples and apples. I think it's always nice to have that kind of barometer that okay, here's where they are. Maybe I should be striving a little more, or maybe I'm in the region, so to say. I'm in the territory. I'm doing good. It's nice to have that kind of eyeball, but it also can be very, very demobilizing. It can be very paralyzing. It can be very stressful because the comparison and the analysis paralysis can get very harmful. I made very strategic goals, and that's what I'm going to share with you guys today, of things that are simply going to fill your cup for where you're at. Maybe you're still an at-home business and you want to be an at-home business for the foreseeable future. And so that's obviously going to be very different than a business that is in a brick and mortar shop, or a business that is in a manufacturing shop and that can house more products and more scale and things like that. There are just so many different variables. It's all a 1 in a million situation. And, that's just another reason why I choose not to share it. I will share some fun, juicy details down the road, things that I think that are important and things that you guys should be paying attention to as a successful small business owner that is always striving to achieve next level goals, to kind of one up the game for yourself as you're moving forward with momentum with your business and striving for success. I'm your girl for that. There's no problem. There's no contest. Absolutely. And if you want me to share how much I made on YouTube, I can absolutely tell you guys, because I really don't make anything on YouTube. I think my last check was $400. So clearly this one is paying the bills. I really just do this because I enjoy sharing on YouTube. I enjoy connecting with you guys on here. I love reading your comments, the good and the bad. If you ever want to have just a fun little rabbit hole to go down, every once in a while I get a bad comment. And, I'm really in a full-fledged contest with myself of how snarky my comments back to the rude comments can be. So far, I'm winning. Some things that I wanted to share with you guys of what I am even doing in this first week of just trying to get the fog lifted of January 2023. I'm going to be fully honest with you guys. The first day of the year, I'm pretty sure I had a panic attack. I was in this catastrophic mental warfare of myself of how am I going to reinvent the wheel? How am I going to do this again? I'm so tired. I'm still processing the last few months. I don't even think I have the energy to get up and do this. I cried a lot. So I'm just kind of trying to lift the fog from that. What I am really trying to do is get back to my to-do list. As you know, I run multiple businesses, so each list is its own, each business is its own page. I have its own thing to do. I have an employee now, so I really try and make her list as well, so that, I'm keeping things at least forward momentum and trying to tamper my thoughts of everything has to be done right now, because my personality is, when I have that feeling of everything needs to be done right now, I usually shut down. I go pull the covers over my head and I binge watch, or I take a nap, and then nothing gets done, and then nobody wins. Right now, and what I'm really trying to focus on are simply making things happen on a very calculated manner. And calculated usually gets used in like a bad way, but this is a very purposeful way. So tying up loose ends from 2022, getting my numbers over to the bookkeeper, getting my numbers over to my CPA so I can kind of gauge how much money I'm going to be writing to Uncle Sam, trying to get my finances in order, sending my rent checks, all of the things. And then on the second half of this week, me and the lovely woman who works with me, we're going to be working on really organizing the space. While it doesn't look physically like a tornado hit it, on the back end it is. We need to update our inventory. We need to get it in the inventory management system. Probably going to be looking at a new inventory management system, hence my feelings on the program that I have been using, Crafty Base. I think it might just be time to go Dora the Explorer on something new instead of just complaining and hoping for different results. I said that out loud. Things that I'm going to be doing is like really refocusing on what worked last year and what I need to keep doing that brings me joy from what worked. And then simply looking at the numbers of what did not work. Meaning that where did I spend a lot of time and energy that just simply did not net a lot of profit? Brass tacks. I'm lucky because I have that data that I can go off of. If you're a brand new business, you might not have that data. So just to fill you guys in, if this is one of the first videos you're watching of mine, all last year, it was like the year of yes. It was my second year in my business and I just needed to collect a lot of data. So I was like, yes to markets, yes to events, yes to sales, yes to launching new products. I was like, yes to everything, because what I wanted to do is I wanted to really put my efforts out there to collect as much information and experience as I could, so that now going into this year, I could like whittle it down, divide and conquer, and then really make strategic decisions based on what netted an outcome that could pay my bills and what netted an outcome that could bring me joy. So maybe even if I went and did a market, let's say that was like a few too many hours long, but I had a really great time, I want to do that because that fills my cup. Maybe I went and did, like, for instance, I did an out-of-state market that while the numbers were decent for sure, the time and energy that went into it and the organization around it actually didn't really fill my cup. So I'm probably not going to do that this year. I'm just going to start to like really whittle down and like get just stuck in the weeds. This is the time I'm going to allow myself to be stuck in the weeds of all the analytics. I'm going to be downloading a bunch of reports through Shopify. I want to see what my top selling products were. I want to see what my bottom selling products were, because maybe it's time to let them go and or reinvigorate those in my marketing plan so that people know about them. Maybe I haven't done a good job representing them. I want to schedule some events for workshops. I want to revisit my workshops. How do I need to make them better? I just sent out some customer service feedback surveys to all of the people who have already attended my workshops. Already gotten fruitful information back from them. So I'm going to take that information and then I'm going to apply it to what's moving forward. I'm going to look at all of the analytics of my email marketing, and then I'm going to come up with a budget of how much money I want to spend through my email marketing and how much time and energy it takes into that. That is a revenue source that I promise you guys you do not want to sleep on. I know I'm rattling off a lot of things to you, but this is the beautiful thing about YouTube. Take a lot of notes, write it all down, and then go to work. If you have questions about any of these things, all of the videos that I have on my channel have talked about all of these things in one capacity or another. Another thing that I want to really work on is motivating myself. So at the beginning of last year, I decided to invest in myself, and I did a course to really, immerse myself into what is it like in wholesale world and trade shows and things like that. It was something that I never usually do, which is like literally cough up a bunch of change and immerse myself in a course. Hidden mixed feelings about that. If you have specific questions, you can ask me below. I'll be very brutally honest. I'm probably going to be a bit more selective on how I invest going forward, but I do want to be investing in furthering my progression so that I can keep my motivation going, keep my learning going. And that is one thing that I have found. I always say there's a 3-year slump for me personally. Every 3 years, whether it's with a company, a corporate entity, or my own business, that 3 years is really a danger zone for me for a lot of reasons, because I feel like I get kind of stuck in some ways. And I know what I know now, and it's not just all brand new unicorns and glitter for me. And so this is my third year, so I really need to make sure that I'm motivating myself and propelling myself forward so that when I feel myself getting in those slumps, that I'm not my own worst enemy and I can keep myself propelled forward. I'm not learning, that means that upside is not growing. And when upside is not growing, then I am potentially and more than likely not happy. So those are the things that I'm focusing on. I'm setting my goals this week. I'm reorganizing my space. I'm redoing all of the inventory, making sure that everything is there so I have a clean, fresh slate. That was really hard. I'm refocusing my energy, looking at all of the analytics from 2022, just so I can have a clear and very concise look at over 30,000 feet of what upside did, but also a very granular approach so that I know, okay, this, and this about my business. Not that anyone's going to ask me these questions, but if they ever were to, I'm going to know the answer to them. And then I need to find a way in which I'm going to keep myself motivated, especially during those slow seasons. If you're a new candle maker, forewarning, big red flashing signs, just so you know, end of May through about beginning of September, things get really, really slow. I'm talking like molasses slow. So that's the time when we really need to be engaging our brain, tickle or pickle, if you will, making sure that we're moving the needle forward so that we're prepping and getting ready for that holiday season. So while this is not the nitty gritty and decimal points of what your girl made in 2022, I hope you still stuck around to watch this video, and hopefully this gives you just a little bit of motivation and incentive. I know I needed it this month, this week, this year. I always get off to a slower start, and sometimes it's a little harder than others. This one felt a little harder. Hopefully that didn't happen to you, and if it did, hopefully that this video was enough motivation for you guys to start to get the wheels turning. Know that this is a good, clean, fresh slate for you guys, and we've got some really good videos coming up for you guys. So thank you so much for watching. If you haven't yet subscribed, we're going to have a lot of good content coming your way in the coming weeks. We being me, I still say that. I don't know why, but I hope you subscribe, guys. Have a great rest of your day. And if you want to sign up for the Candle Collective, I'm scheduling those here soon. Thanks. Bye-bye. And because it's none of your business. Salt and Pepper said it first and foremost. It's none of your business. But with love. A clean, fresh slate.